Hi guys, welcome back, and hopefully you've got those three pentatonic shapes down, and mainly that third shape, because you should know the shape 1 and shape 2 already at this point. Now we're going to go all out and just complete all 5 shapes. We're there, we're ready for this now, okay? You are ready, you've put the hard work in, and now we're going to put all 5 shapes together, and that's all the pentatonic shapes you'll ever need to learn. So that's great news. So let's just go through our 3 first shapes to get ourselves up to the position ready for shape 4. So remember, we're doing all of this in A minor, okay? So we're starting here, shape 1, shape 2, shape 3, this is our new one from last time. And now shape 4 starts where shape 3 ended. So here on the 12th fret of the E string, okay? And shape 4 looks like this. So let me walk you through this, okay? We've got 12th fret over to 15th fret. Okay, so that's first finger to little finger. Then we've got the same thing again on the A string, 12 to 15. Then we've got 12 to 14, 12 to 14, and then you're going to take your second finger and do 13 to 15. So second finger to little finger. And finally, 12 to 15. Okay, so I'll do that again. So 12, 15, 12, 15. So those two the same. 12, 14, 12, 14, so those two the same. Then the kind of awkward bit, the odd one out, is 13 to 15 on the B string, and then 12, 15. And nice and slow for the way back. Notice, for those of you who have just come straight onto the intermediate course, that I'm keeping my fingers nice and close to the fretboard so that I'm not going way up like that. And of course, if I play my third finger in front of my first finger, that first finger doesn't need to jump up like that, okay? That's a really big thing that we discussed in the beginner's course. You know, you don't get this seesaw effect. There's no need at all. The less movement your fingers are doing, you know, in terms of getting to these notes, the better, and the quicker you're going to be able to play. So, there's your 4th shape. Now, 5th shape, okay? We're coming way up here now because we're ending where the 4th one, we're starting, sorry, where the 4th one ended. So we're going to go, it looks like this. And it's really up in the heavens here. So the first challenge is that the frets are tiny up here, so we've got to get used to that first. But the actual fingers themselves are relatively easy, okay? So it's 15, 17 in terms of frets, and that's first and third finger. Then the same again, okay? Then we're going to do first finger back on the 14th fret to little finger on the 17th. And then the same again. Then you're going to move your first finger back across to the 15th fret, and do the 17th fret, and then the same again. Okay, so this one's quite symmetrical. So we got the first two exactly the same. So first finger, third finger, first finger, third finger. Then the middle two the same. So it's first finger, fourth finger. So that's 14 to 17, 14 to 17. Then these two are the same as the first two strings. So, and then reverse. Notice that as we come down in reverse, we aim to put our little finger there on the G string so that we can stretch back all the way through the shape, okay? Now remember, try and get these fingers correct because it might feel a bit unnecessary to do the little finger here when the frets are so tight together, but if you bring that all the way back down here, suddenly, this is a big stretch. So it's important to try and get the right fingers. Okay, so there we go. We've got shape 4 and shape 5. So what I would suggest is pause the video for a minute. I don't mind. I hope you don't get a bad screenshot of me. because you're going to need to sit there and learn those two shapes. And just remember how they relate to the third shape, because obviously the third shape then moves on to the fourth shape, and then on the back of the fourth shape you've got the fifth shape. And if you were wondering, on the back of the fifth shape you've got the first shape all over again, really high up the neck. And that's something that we're not going to worry about too much at the moment, but as we do more and more solos, we're going to find that out for ourselves, okay? So, what I'm going to do is go through all 5 shapes, okay? And I'm going to do it with the drum beat, okay? And I'm going to do it with the 80 BPM using eighth notes, okay? So let's call this our stock time, okay? This is what I consider that you're going to need to be at this speed at least to be able to tackle a lot of the stuff on this course. Okay, so you won't be there right now, especially if you've only just learnt those 2 shapes, and I don't want you to rush to get to that speed. So go right down to 8th note 70 BPM or 8th note 60 BPM, or even go to 4th notes, because that halves the speed entirely. I'll just demonstrate that just in case you don't understand that. So if I'm doing 80 BPM 8th notes, it sounds like this. And you've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. You can hear that division of the bar, you get 8 notes into it. So we kind of pick like that, okay? If I, however, do 4th notes at 80 BPM, you can hear the division is no longer there. So it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So the picking's like this. So it's literally half the speed. And that's where we were practicing in the beginner's course. But for us and our more advanced selves, as I hope you are, we're going to do 8th notes, okay? I'm going to do all 5 pentatonic shapes, and this is your target, guys. This is what you need to work towards. So, here we go. After 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shape 1. Double note at the top, just to make it nice and clear. Then we're going to go into shape 2. Here we go. Then shape 3. Have you got this one up to pace yet? Okay, now shape 4, the new one. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now shape 5. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then, boom, we start all over again. So, there we go, guys. Your first challenge on this course is to learn all 5 shapes, okay? Just in the key of A minor for now. And as we move on, we're going to talk a lot about these shapes. So the absolute basics is that we need to learn them, we need to remember the shapes, how they kind of go next to each other, and try and get them to that speed. Okay, I'll see you next time.